I strongly believe that sometimes people need to fight it out. Because talking doesn't do it. Sometimes you can talk. Like if it's certain situations, you could talk to a person. You express how you feel. They express how they feel. And y'all come to a mutual agreement that y'all either don't agree or, you might start seeing it from another person's point of view. When it gets to the level, or when you deal with people that, like, sometimes how I used to be, I don't even want to hear that. I don't give a fuck how you felt. I don't care what you thought. What's up? What we doing?
And I'm a trained killer. Literally, like, fuck boxer. I'm a trained killer. So it'd be like, they be talking about these girls, and it's like, I don't do no 30-second fights. 30 seconds? I'm gonna wear your ass out. Listen, you give me 3 minutes with any of them girls.
Remy Ma just found out a truth so devastating, she couldn't hold back her rage. And who was it directed at? None other than Claressa Shields, the woman she once called a little sister. After months of rumors and whispers, the truth about Papoose's betrayal has exploded online. Now, Remy is on a warpath, and what went down behind the scenes will shake you to your core. There was a time when people used Remy Ma and Papoose's love story as proof that loyalty still existed in the world of hip-hop. When Remy went to prison, it was Papoose who stayed by her side, never wavering. He visited her, waited years for her release, and took care of her son like he was his own. Their story felt like a rare kind of love, strong, unbreakable, built on years of sacrifice. Fans watched their wedding on TV, heard them speak with deep respect about one another, and genuinely believed nothing could come between them. But sometimes the strongest-looking bonds have silent cracks. And in this case, those cracks were slowly growing, even while Remy tried to ignore them. She told herself love would be enough, that Papoose would never step out of line. But love doesn't stop betrayal, and now she's living proof of that. Claressa Shields wasn't just a friend. She was someone Remy believed in, someone she supported publicly and privately. From boxing matches to music award shows, Remy brought her along as family. To fans, it was just another example of Remy lifting up another Black woman, giving her a bigger platform. But behind those smiles and staged photos, something else was forming. Papoose and Claressa started spending more time together, first under the excuse of fitness training, then at private dinners, and eventually, through late-night texts and private DMs. Remy never saw it coming. To her, these were two people she loved in different ways. She never imagined they would cross a line that would ruin everything. What looked like harmless jokes and friendly bonding was something much darker. The truth came out in a way that left no room for denial. Someone close to the couple, who had seen too much and stayed silent too long, finally spilled the truth. They showed Remy messages that couldn't be explained away, messages between Papoose and Claressa that hinted at intimacy, at trust that went beyond friendship. When Remy confronted Papoose, she expected anger, denial, maybe even lies. But he didn't deny anything. He stayed quiet. And that silence cut deeper than any confession. That was the moment Remy realized she'd lost something she couldn't get back. But it wasn't just Papoose who broke her. When she turned to Claressa for an explanation, Claressa played dumb. She denied everything, acting confused, even insulted. That performance was the final knife in Remy's back. What followed next was pure fire. Behind closed doors, Remy and Claressa had a confrontation so intense that people nearby say it got physical. Security had to step in. Claressa reportedly tried to play the victim again, claiming Papoose told her their marriage was over. That excuse didn't land. Remy exploded. Witnesses say she screamed at Claressa, "I brought you into my home, and you stabbed me in the back." All the hurt, betrayal, and anger she'd been holding in came pouring out. The next day, Remy made it clear where she stood. She cut all ties with Claressa, removed her from social media, erased her from upcoming appearances. She wasn't playing games. The war had officially started, and Remy was no longer interested in protecting anyone's image but her own. The fallout happened fast and hit hard. Within hours of the blow-up, people noticed changes. Remy's sister unfollowed Claressa on Instagram and posted cryptic messages about betrayal and fake friends. Papoose's siblings, who were usually vocal online, went completely silent. Claressa got dropped from an event Remy was hosting, and no one gave a reason. Then came the images of Papoose leaving their home with a duffel bag, looking like a man who had just been thrown out of paradise. Even Fat Joe, one of Remy's closest allies in the industry, refused to speak publicly about the scandal. That silence said everything. The people closest to Remy were closing ranks. Meanwhile, Claressa tried to carry on like nothing happened, but the tension followed her. Her comments were flooded with snake emojis. Her team, the internet, wasted no time. Fans dove deep, looking for clues that had been hiding in plain sight. Some pulled up old videos from Remy's tour where Papoose wasn't present and Claressa seemed a little too involved. Others started theorizing that the affair had started way earlier than anyone thought, maybe even during Remy's recent legal troubles. TikTok users zoomed in on Claressa's latest photos, saying she looked pregnant. Reddit forums exploded with debate. One user claimed Remy knew all along but stayed quiet to protect her public image. Another said Claressa was just a distraction from deeper problems in the marriage. But one thing was clear, nobody believed this was just a misunderstanding. The betrayal felt too real, too deep, and too dirty to be anything less than intentional. Stayed quiet. And fans noticed she stopped posting photos of Remy or even mentioning her name now. All eyes are on what comes next. Rumors are flying that Remy has already contacted divorce lawyers and is preparing to split from Papoose for good. Claressa, meanwhile, has gone dark on social media. She deleted several pictures, turned off her comments, and canceled 2 appearances. Papoose has vanished completely. No interviews. No apologies. No explanations. Some fans are still holding on to hope that Remy and Pap might work it out, but most believe the damage is too deep. Whispers in the industry say Remy might turn this heartbreak into a lyrical takedown, a diss track that leaves no room for doubt. It wouldn't be the first time she used music to reclaim her power. And if that happens, fans are ready. They want the raw. What would you do if your best friend crossed the line with your partner? Is Remy right to cut both of them off, or is there more to this story than we know? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This one's going to spark serious debates. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you want updates before they hit the blogs. Because this isn't just drama, this is betrayal, heartbreak, and a storm that's only just begun. Remy Ma never thought she'd see the day where her entire world would fall apart, and not because of a mistake she made, but because of the people she trusted most. For years, she believed in the love story she had with Papoose. The world did too. Their relationship wasn't just about love, it was about loyalty, sacrifice, and standing by each other through the darkest storms. When Remy was behind bars, Papoose didn't leave her. He waited, showed up for her, raised her son like his own, and turned into a symbol of what unconditional love looks like. Every interview, every award show, every public appearance, they stood together, solid, like nothing could break them. Fans called them hip-hop royalty. But behind those perfect photos, something was quietly falling apart. Enter Claressa Shields, a boxing champ, young, fiery, talented, and full of ambition. She admired Remy and looked up to her, and at first, their relationship felt like a beautiful mentorship. Remy took her under her wing without hesitation. She brought her into her inner circle, introduced her to powerful people, gave her a spotlight, and even invited her to private dinners and family moments. Claressa went from just a friend to being considered family. She was in group chats, backstage, and even around Remy's daughter. But what Remy didn't see was the quiet, growing bond between her husband and the woman she thought of as a little sister. It started subtly. Papoose would offer Claressa advice about the industry, help her with media moves, and sometimes they'd joke around in ways that felt innocent. But over time, the boundaries blurred. There were long training sessions behind closed doors, late-night texts that didn't seem business-related, and moments that left Remy with a gut feeling something wasn't right. Still, she gave them both the benefit of the doubt. Why wouldn't she? She loved Papoose. She trusted Claressa. But that trust was about to shatter into pieces she'd never be able to glue back together. A close friend finally told Remy what others had been whispering behind her back. The messages, the timing, the strange disappearances. She couldn't ignore it anymore. She went through the phone. She saw the receipts. And when she looked at Papoose for answers, he didn't deny it. He didn't even fight back. His silence was louder than anything he could have said. That moment, watching the man who once wrote her love letters in prison stand in front of her without a word, broke her spirit